Pokemon. Pokemon. What is Pokemon? If I poke a monster too much, does it count as a Pokemon? And why is the accented E still there, even though it's just short for pocket? And what if I don't have any monsters in my pocket? Or money? And
You
why
definitely
are
don't have
people.
monsters in your pocket.
I 100% do not have a monster in my pocket.
You definitely do not.
I definitely do not. I am not nearly rich enough to have a monster in my pocket. Or cards, or money. Is short for monster or money? At this point, they might as well be the same thing. I keep seeing people buy cards outside, and it's starting to actually get on my nerves because I have classmates who are actually selling cards in the goddamn. They're setting up marketplaces, Risu. They're setting up marketplaces in the fucking classroom. I don't know what to tell you, man. Okay, all right, that got a bit too real there for a second. Hello and welcome to another episode of TorisuTalks. I'm your unfortunate host for today, Tori Adler, detective VTuber, and hosting with me is.
Yeah, hello. It's the most say-so star in the universe, Solarisa des Domo Domo.
And why Autumn, you are right, Crack is indeed cheaper. I have
My god.
I have classmates selling these motherfuckers for $2,000 a pop. Or like 800 for like a singular Pokemon card. I don't know. Zena has a lot of feelings about this topic. Personally, I do, but in like a different way because I don't know what the fuck any of these cards are, which is what we're here to solve today, right, Risu?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the costs of these cards are obviously 100% correlated how good they are, right?
Obviously, the
Right?
shinier the cardboard is, the better the card is. That's just true. You
That's
know?
absolutely correct because the more R's you have, the more R's you have on the card, the better the card is. So if you say
Mm-hmm.
card, that's obviously the best. And so without any delay, let me set this up because I am a terrible streamer and do not do things in advance apparently. Let's go ahead and pop that out. Get that streaming real quick. I don't know how to stream the screen. Okay. Where do I set up window capture? I'm assuming it's this. And then set that to visible. Let's fucking go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
All right. So, do you know how Pokemon cards are played?
No!
All right, so I'll give you a quick rundown. So this is all cards from TCG Pocket because I'm too broke to play the real one,
Oh, you're disgusting.
and
So,
also the real one apparently is kind of hard to get into.
you're a
It has a really
fake
shit meta.
gamer? God damn.
Yeah, and apparently they have a really shit meta or something. So I'm not gonna touch that at least for a while.
I ain't
Uh,
surprised, honestly.
in the meantime, though, I was like, I really do want to start. Like, Pokemon cards was always a thing that I always kind of wanted to start playing. And since Runeterra is dead, I gotta feel the TCG void
This
somehow.
body's not even warm, man! I was
So
just
here I am.
playing
So
Perfect
I'll
Champions
go
this
through
afternoon.
a couple of things. You know what? We'll start off with this card because this card is easy to explain things off. All right.
Alright.
So this is Hitmonlee. So on the top right, you can see that this is a fighting type. This is a basic Pokemon, which means you could play this card immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and this symbol here means how much energy it requires to attack. So every turn, you generate one energy, which you could attach to any of your Pokemon.
I have a
So this one
question.
says, hmm?
Hitmonlee uses its feet mostly, right?
Yeah.
But why is the fighting type icon still using the fist? That doesn't
You
seem
say
very
that,
accurate
but
to me.
ironically enough, all the ground types and all the rock types are also fighting types in
There,
this game.
there ain't no way.
The water and ice are the same type in this game, Like Dark and Poison are the same type in this game. Fairy and Psychic are the same type in this game. And for some reason, Steel is called Metal.
No,
Okay, yeah.
Metal types have always been metal types. I don't think anyone's ever called them steel types. Also, thanks
No,
Autumn for the follow.
Steel is the
It's-
how they're called in the actual video game.
Yeah.
In the real video game. But yeah, it's for some reason they compressed. I guess it's because they don't want to have too many energy types rolling around and stuff. So yeah. But you can tell that this is still a fighting type because it's weak to psychic instead of being weak to like grass or something. Like some of the fighting quote fighting types are weak to grass instead because they are actually rock types, and rock and fighting are the same in this game.
Well, yeah, because
Anyways,
rock types live under a rock and never touch grass. That's how you remember.
hey, just like me.
So you're a rock type?
No, I'm obviously flying. Oh yeah, flying and normal are the same type as well.
Yeah, but flying types are like effective towards grass types. Which you clearly
No, in this
aren't,
game-
so.
Not in this game. So anyway, yeah. So this has one energy, for to activate its attack, and it has one retreat cost. See this like black star, like white color thingy. This
Uh-huh.
means this is a colorless energy. So you could use any energy to activate this effect. Retreat basically means that you can pull a Pokemon out from your active slot. You can only have one active Pokemon at a time. Okay, you must have one active Pokemon out at a time, and you have 3 bench slots.
So it's like Aurelius Recall.
Kind of. You only have one active and 3 bench. Most of your attacks only hit the active, but okay, you can read the effect now, I guess.
Alright, a stretch kick. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. You're attacking the back line? That's fucking illegal.
Yeah, so this thing's kind of special and it can attack the backline. Ironically enough, if there is no backline Pokemon, let's say your opponent like Bricks or something, and they only play one Pokemon on the active slot, this thing cannot hit anyone.
Alright, I need to do this real quick. So what happens if you have the Blue Eyes White Dragon? Thank you, Zell. For like a card on your on your bench. Does it still do a lot of damage or
We'll get to that. There is a Blue Eyes
there ain't no
Orange Dragon.
You know what? Close enough. Close enough. Oh yeah, speaking of
Anyway,
dragons, what about dragon types?
Dragon types are in the game. They're weak to nothing.
What?
Not even
What?
other dragons. They're just weak to nothing. And dragon types are unique in which that they don't get their own energy. There's no dragon energy in the game. There is in the TCG, but not in this game. There's no, and dragon type Pokemon always require at least 2 types of energy. So they have to go either like in like a dual energy deck, or like you don't attack with them at all, basically.
Apparently you get a hydrate redeem, but if you don't, I will take both of that. Thank you very much. Also water types, speaking of which.
Yeah, water and ice types are the same in this game. Anyway, so
No, I turned on redeems, which I got 2 hydrates. I guess you're taking on, okay. Go.
So by the way, you win in this game by knocking out by gaining 3 points. Each Pokemon is worth 1 point.
Each
So,
Pokemon
that
is
would be-
worth 1 point for like
Yeah.
what, a knockout?
For a knockout, yeah. One
Alright.
knockout is worth 1 point. Unless we get to, well, we'll get to it later, but yeah.
Okay, alright.
And we rate the card.
Honestly speaking, probably like a 4 out of 10.
Why would you say so?
Because, like, doing 30 damage to a bench Pokemon is really, really strong. Okay, like, you can hit a Pokemon that's not even active, right?
Mm-hmm.
But given that this is a pretty basic card, I can't help but feel like there might be something more broken out there. So I'm like kind of withholding my points right now.
So you give this a 4 out of 10?
Yeah, yeah, for now.
Imagine a boxing match, bro goes and kicks your coach in the head. There are a lot of Pokemon that want to sit on the bench and kind of, want to like support the main one on the front. And some of these Pokemon are quite squishy. For one cost, 30 damage is actually a lot. And is even more so because bench Pokemon tend to be a bit squishier than frontline Pokemon. So Hitmonlee itself being 80 HP is actually a really big deal because 80 HP is pretty much some of the best. Is one of the highest HP you can get for a basic Pokemon. So Hitmonlee is like a 9 out of 10. He's one of the best cards in the game. He's one of
Oh,
the best fighting cards. He goes into almost every fighting deck. Even to today. Okay, all these cards right now are from the very first set. It's A1 Genetic Apex.
okay. All right, all
I'll
right.
I'll move up the packs as we go through the cards. But
Okay.
this is basically the very first set that launched with the game. I'm going to talk about the power as if they relate now, not how they relate back then. So yeah. Anyway, we go on to this next. So this is an EX card. EX cards are worth 2 points. So if you play a Venusaur EX and he gets knocked out, you lose 2 points. Remember, you only need to get 3 points to win. So if they knock out one other Pokemon, be an EX or whatever, you just lose. All right. This Pokemon is also a stage 2. So remember when Hitmonlee earlier was a basic?
Yeah.
Basics can be played immediately. Then if the Pokemon, for let's say you play like Bulbasaur, right? And you want to evolve into Ivysaur, Ivysaur is a stage 1. And then Venusaur will be a stage 2. You can only evolve once per turn. And you cannot evolve on the same turn you played the Pokemon. So let's say turn 1, you put the card down. Turn 2, you evolve into your Ivysaur. And turn 3, you evolve into Venusaur. So it takes a minimum of 3 of your own turns before you get to this card. Oh, and yeah, you can see that this thing is 2 attacks.
I see. Okay.
Also, another piece of context, 190 HP is the highest amount of HP of any card in the game.
Hmm.
So just a validation. And grass, okay, each type tends to have like some sort of identity. Grass's identity is healing and not doing damage.
Yeah. No. No. I figured. I figured.
Yeah, grass's identity tends to be they are more healing side, and they tend to not have as many heavy attackers.
I mean, that's the case in the mainline game as well. No. I know Roselia used to have like a really high healing factor, if I'm not wrong. Not Venusaur, but Torterra also used to have a couple of healing moves. But to be
Among
fair,
Us exists.
Torterra is like half ground type, so honestly, I'm not really.
Oh my god, I need to show you to Torterra later.
Yeah, Torterra's like my bias.
Yeah, I'll show you Torterra later.
Alright,
It's in the
bet.
game.
Okay, okay. But for Venusaur EX, honestly, I suffer from shinier it is, better it is syndrome, so it's probably like 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10? Why?
Because
Oh, you think so?
despite it being like really really strong, it number one takes quite a bit of time to ramp, and
Mm-hmm.
number two, if this card gets knocked out, it's an instant game over. Which I mean, it has like 190 HP, which is pretty high, like the highest in the game. But even so, it's like what, two 100 HP hits for it to like go down, and it heals like what, 30 damage, right?
Yeah, 30 damage.
I don't think that's enough.
So you rate this 8 out of 10?
8 out of
Is it?
10. Yeah.
Alright. Tori, you're horribly, horribly wrong. This card is awful. Venusaur doesn't see any play whatsoever. He's so bad. Okay, the main reason why Venusaur sucks ass is because he's too slow.
So he does take some time to ramp.
It takes you only get 1 energy per turn. While you are slowly, not only do you have to draw the entire evolution line and play it in order, which is not easy, mind you. You have to like Ivysaur and Bulbasaur are kind of useless. They are really, really bad cards that you kind of don't ever want them to be on the front line. You have to have something else on the front line to eat damage for them while you build up your Venusaur, and the whole time you're basically not doing any damage. So Venusaur is basically, it's too slow. It's way too slow. And even though it cannot be one shot by most things, it cannot one shot things back either. So you spend all this time building up this backline Pokemon, you finally swap him in, and then he doesn't kill anything. That's the main problem. So yeah, Venusaur is a very bad card. If I had to give it a rank, it's like probably 3 or 4.
Alright, okay. So,
Alright.
big shiny card.
So
Bad.
I purposely picked the illustrated version of this. So there are different versions of certain cards. They do the same thing, but they just have shinier art. And I happen to have this exact card, so I picked this one. I don't know. I quite love it. It's like a boats. I like boats. Anyway, this
Yeah.
is Dragonite.
You like
So this is
boats?
your first dragon Pokemon, so he has no weakness. It's also a stage 2, so you need to find the entire evolution line and play it through. Again, it's not a very easy thing to do. And its attack is Draco Meteor, which requires 2 different kinds of energy. It requires a lightning and a water energy, and it requires 4 energy in total. The other 2 can be whatever, it doesn't matter. But you need at least 1 water and 1 lightning. And you could read the effect of Draco Meteor.
One of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random 4 times. For each time a Pokemon is chosen, do 50 damage to it.
Remember that Venusaur from earlier?
Yeah?
For 4 energy, that thing dealt 100 damage. For 4 energy, this thing does 200, and it's not an EX. Anyway, how good do you think this card is?
Honestly, this one 9 out of 10.
Oh,
Pretty strong. Okay,
you think so?
imagine the scenario. Okay, imagine the scenario. You got a Dragonite on the board. The only Pokemon your opponent has is like an EX. Okay, which according to you, one hit like if it's already like if an EX Pokemon dies, you instantly just win the game.
You don't instantly lose. You're like 2 out of 3 from losing.
Okay,
Because you
assuming
have
you've
3
already taken
points.
down a Pokemon earlier, alright? You summon Draco Meteor. If the only Pokemon they have is EX, you will 100% win the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a 9 out of 10.
But it can randomly hit like. By the way, there is no like smart targeting. If something has like 10 HP and there's another Pokemon with like 200 HP, all 4 attacks can land on the 10 HP mon. It doesn't go like 50 and then 150 on the other. No, all 4 hits. It's completely random where it goes. All 4 hits can land on literally anything on the enemy side.
Wait, so you mean like even if it's dead, it can still land?
Yes, it will still hit the 10 the already dead thing. Okay, if a card is dead, it goes straight to the discard pile. But I'm talking
No,
about
you know what? You know what? I stand by my decision. 50 damage is a fuck ton.
All right, you sure? All right. What is it rating? 9 out of 10?
I'll down it to an 8 out of 10, just
8 out of
just
10?
because it requires like multiple types of energy cards.
Okay, Dragonite is more like a 7 out of 10. He's in a B tier deck right now in the game.
It's a
For the longest time,
yeah.
Dragonite was actually D tier because 4 energy is just way too much. Remember what I said about Venusaur earlier?
Mm-hmm.
The same kind of applies to Dragonite, where it takes far too long for him to come online. However, in the recent expansion, there are tools that you have to help stall the game long enough for Dragonite to get about one Draco Meteor off. If he gets one or two Draco, if he gets one Draco Meteor off, you're in a really good spot. If he gets two Draco Meteors off, you win the game. There is hardly any deck in the game that can survive more than two Draco Meteors. And if they do, their whole board's gonna be like one shot range. And since that Dragonite itself, it's not a one shot, it's not a EX Pokemon, it likely means you have at least one or two other Pokemons that you're building up on the bench as well, while you're hitting the button over and over. So Dragonite, it's a good card, but it's still a little slow. So this is more like a 7.
1 point.
It's in the B tier deck.
Okay. Alright. But it's still really strong though, like
It is very strong. The problem is getting there. Oh yeah, and getting all your evolutions, that's also the second part, which is why it sucks. Alright, anyway, here is our first supporter card. Supporter cards can only be played once a turn. Once a game. Once a game? No, once a turn. That means every turn you can only play one supporter. And these are your spells, basically.
Alright. Never before have I seen a human being replaced as a spell, but go off. Misty. Trainer, supporter. Choose one of your fire Pokemon? Water Pokemon. Choose one of your water type Pokemon.
Fire.
I don't know, man. The iconography in this game is horribly vague. Alright.
Chat, I can't.
Choose one of your water type Pokemon and flip a coin until you get tails. For each hit, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. You're gonna need to explain the concept of an energy zone.
Okay, ignore energy zone. Let's just carry over term from the card game. You just take an extra energy and put it on.
Alright.
So basically, this card kind of reads like 50% of the time it does nothing. 50% of the time you can add at least one energy to one of your water Pokemon. Like 75% of the time you add two.
Can't you already do that in
12
normal
or 5%.
gameplay?
Well, this is an extra one. So let's say you have one energy, you attach it to your Pokemon. You play Misty. Let's say you get one extra energy, and then now that Pokemon has 2 energy. So you basically gain 1 extra turn worth of energy.
Alright, you know what? 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10? Were you sure?
Yes.
Why would you say that? Elaborate, Mr. Adler.
Alright, so here's the thing, alright? It's every single turn you get to attach an energy card onto your Pokemon, is what I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
So, essentially, if your Pokemon requires like an extra water energy type, an energy of like a water type, right?
Mm-hmm.
This ramps up very quickly so you can use like your super like overpowered attacks on like the very, I'd assume it's the very same turn, right?
Yeah.
But it already does what you can do in the first place. And it requires like RNG as well, so if you get like tails on the very first hit, essentially 50% of the time it does nothing.
Alright. Let me answer how good this card is with another question. Alright.
Okay.
What if the ramp in Freljord costs 0 mana?
Yeah, but it's like a 50% chance, and like if you fail the 50-50, essentially you just wasted like your one supported card for the turn.
So, well, you are right that half the time this card does nothing. The other half of the time where it does something, it's almost so good that it's game breaking. There is a reason why this card is conditional or coin flip. Because if it did just take one water energy and put it on a Pokemon, it would be busted. It would be absolutely busted. Someone ran the math on how good this card is. If you roll one Misty hits, your win rate like almost doubles from like 40 something percent to like 80%.
Yeah, but can't you already
And if you
like?
hit two Misty hits, you have like a 95% chance of winning.
Could you not
So
just attach energy cards onto your Pokemon like in a normal manner?
it's because it's ramp. You can get to your bigger attacks faster. And it's even if it fails, you're not really that far back behind because like early on, there's not really much to do with your supporter cards.
Yeah, but I could easily see other supporter cards filling like this blank. I think. With
Maybe, but for the time being, Misty is broken. This is like a 9 or maybe even 10 out of 10. I'd say a 9 because there is still the one in the one in half chances card does nothing.
hmm.
And most of the time you run 2 of this card and you just slap it on immediately. This card is broken. This card is a 2-off in the current tier 1 meta deck.
Can you replay cards?
No.
Hmm.
Anyway, there you go. Here's Ditto. Look at that boy. Look at that Jello boy. He's the dad to all my children.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
You have children?
Anyway, yeah, Ditto.
There's this one song I saw a while back. It was like the Ditto song. It's like everything is Ditto. I think it was shit. It was like It was like an actual Japanese song. Metamon. Metamon.
What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. It was like
Interesting.
uh, it was kind of trippy because I saw it like I saw it. I think I saw it in the U.S. because like a classmate introduced it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never really gotten the song out of my mind ever since. Because
Oh my god.
Ditto, it's fucking Ditto, all right. It's the and the song was also really catchy. But that aside, Ditto, copy anything. HP 70 normal type.
Yep.
Copy anything. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. If this Pokemon doesn't have the necessary energy to use that attack, this attack does nothing. Oh no.
This thing can copy Dracomedia.
It can. But it's also so one-shottable.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't build fast enough. If you don't build it fast enough and Ditto goes out of commission, you basically just wasted a couple turns doing nothing. Or like giving your opponent one victory point. I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 on whether you get to pull this off or not. Like if your opponent doesn't really have the attack needed yet, which is kind of unlikely because you're trying to get your opponent to. I could see this being broken if you have like a fast ram card like Misty or something, but other than that, it's like a 7 out of 10, I'd say.
Misty only works on water Pokemon.
Oh yeah, but like a supporter card like Misty,
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say like a
All right.
7 out of 10. Risky,
7 out of
but if you
10.
pull it off, you might turn the tides.
All right. This card is awful. It's a 1 out of 10. It's terrible. This card's actually unplayable. Do you know why?
Takes too long to ramp.
If this Pokemon doesn't have the necessary energy to use that attack, this attack does nothing. Let's say you're running like a grass deck and you fight a fire deck. You literally cannot use Ditto. Ditto is actually unusable. Alright? If you fight literally any other deck that does not have the same like energy as you're running,
Right. Fuck.
Ditto is completely unusable. There's like 8 energy types in the game. You have like a 1/8 chance of this not working.
Okay, just to ask real quick, is there like
Yeah.
a limit on the amount of energy cards you can bring into the game?
You can bring how many whatever types you want. However, what you draw is completely random. So if there's 2 energy types, you have a 50-50 on drawing on both the types. If you have 3 energy types, it's a 1/3 chance of drawing either one of them.
And what's an
You can't
energy
choose.
zone?
It's just your mana pool. You can see what energy is coming up next turn. That's about it. You get 1 energy and you can see what energy you're going to get next turn. That's it.
Okay. Alright. So it's like
You don't draw energy cards in this version.
Well, was there like a separate deck for your energy card?
No, it's just a zone when it just generates infinite energy just once a turn.
Ooh,
There's no
infinite
energy
energy.
cards. Yeah, just once a turn.
America would be incredibly pissed.
Alright. Here's our next big flashy EX, Gengar. Apparently in the physical TCG, Gengar is one of the most printed cards. I mean, yeah, so here, Gengar EX. You can read.
170 HP. Stage 2 Pokemon evolved from Haunter.
Which evolves from Ghastly.
Ability Shadowy Spellbind. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent... Oh! Oh my god. 100 damage. Is it?
Yep.
Spooky
100 damage
shot.
for 3 energy.
3 energy. It's pretty strong. Your opponent can't use any supporter cards from your hand. It's like a... Okay, you know what? If Ditto was awful... I'm gonna say this is like an 8 out of 10. To like a 9 out of 10.
You think so?
But then again, it's like...
Okay, for context, usually about half your deck is support cards.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe slightly less than half. Like, okay, deck sizes are 20 in this game. Usually Pokemon take somewhere between like either anywhere from like 2 to like 9 or 10 slots of that. The other half, you fill it with items and supporters. Usually you only have about 2 to 4 items and then like 6 to like 10 supporters. Some decks run like 18 supporters and 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I said 8 to 9 out of 10 because honestly, I can't put it. I can't bring myself to put it at a 10 out of 10. I'm pretty sure there's something stronger out there. But
So
the Shadowy Spellbind is really fucking strong. No supported cards from hand is insane, and Spooky Shot is also like 100 like damage. But the thing is, Spooky Shot requires 3 Ghost Energy. Psychic?
Yeah, Psychic.
Yeah, 3 Psychic like energy points, which is, to put it bluntly, a relative fuck ton. So I don't think it can really. It takes a long time to charge, right? But the mean ability more than makes up for it, I'd say. So yeah, 8 to 9 out of 10. Probably like a 9 out of 10 if I had to lean towards 8 or 9.
Okay. This card is like a 2. This card is awful. It's so bad. This card sees no play whatsoever.
Every day passes and I feel like I get lied to just a bit more.
So the problem with Gengar is that by the time he comes online, the opponent has already used all the relevant supporter cards. There is not much else they would want to do once Gengar comes online, and Gengar cannot one-shot your opponent's EX Pokemon back if like you were to try to counter knockout something, right?
Wait, okay, I get the
So
evolution part, right? But just for when you put an energy card on a Pokemon,
yeah,
does the energy card stay there if
you
like you
evolve it,
evolve
yes.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So you could put one on Gengar, one on I already forgot his name. Then 2 on Haunter, and then 3 on Gengar. Yeah, that does work. But
Okay.
yeah, Womp Womp, 100 for 3 is just too slow for an EX Pokemon, and his effect comes in too late.
Hmm.
Because you have to draw the entire evolution line, and by the time you put him on, it's too. And he has to be in the active slot. This thing doesn't work on the bench. So
I
you
don't
have to
see
use
any
him as the
reason why you
attacker.
would put Gengar EX on a bench regardless.
Because his attack doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
It's just simply that. Speaking of not doing enough, here's Mewtwo,
Mewtwo.
who does a fuck ton of damage.
So this thing is Mewtwo.
This is Mewtwo. This is a basic. This does not evolve from anything, by the way.
So
Just keep that in mind.
it's just Mew.
No, it's Mewtwo. Like 2 in the back.
Oh, with like the number.
Yes.
See, this could have been this conundrum could have been so easily avoided, but no, they decided to like pull.
It's the sequel.
It's
The
sequel.
upgrade.
It's so it's so good they made a sequel, guys. It's like the World War.
Actually, there is a Mew in this set, but you actually cannot get him normally.
Wait, why?
You got to get all 151 Pokemon from the Kanto region. The first from Gen 1. And then you get it's not 151. You get all 150 Pokemon, and then you get Mew. It's like a special card. It's quite hard. Yeah. So anyway, here's Mewtwo. You can read the ability.
Mewtwo EX, 150 HP, a psychic type, one psychic and one colorless. Colorless could be psychic as well. I'm taking it. So if you stack 2 psychic cards, that does.
Oops, sorry.
The psychic sphere work with 2 psychic energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because colorless.
This is colorless. This symbol just means colorless.
Yeah. Okay. Psychic sphere for 50. 2 psychics and 2 colorless for a side drive. It's 150. Mm-hmm. And you discard what? 2 psychic energy from this Pokemon?
Yep.
Shit. So it's like chargeable and shit. Okay. Honestly, for a non-evolving Pokemon, which means no ramping at all, you play this turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty strong. It's like an 8 out of 10. It's a bit squishy because it's like 150 HP, so it's like a 2 hit away. Like 8 out of 10, I'd say.
8 out of 10? Is that your final rating? Alright. Mewtwo is a 10 out of 10.
Not close
This
enough.
is probably the strongest card, or second strongest card in this set.
My personal qualm with it is that it's a bit squishy.
No, 150 HP is the highest of any basic EX Pokemon.
Huh.
Yeah, this is very, very good. Keep in mind, the others are like evolutions, so that since they're all sitting on the bench and stuff, they can take chip, while they're getting their way to evolve. Like, sure, if you bench them and they're kept safe from like a bench sniper, they won't be hurt. But most of the time, if your lead, let's say you lead with the Pokemon, right? You lead with the basic and you're evolving it up the way, it will take some chip. So by the time it reaches around its stage 2, it's usually around 150 or less.
Hmm.
Yeah. So 150 for basic straight up without the need to evolve is actually very, very high. If you notice, every other card you've seen so far have not been able to one shot a 150 HP. Effectively meaning that this card will always have to be, it'll always have to take either 2 shots or a one shot from a opposing Mewtwo.
Hmm.
Also, Psy Drive, even though it's quite expensive, again, 150 is a very critical breakpoint where you're able to one shot a lot of the other very, very powerful, a lot of powerful one, especially since you might have some chip from earlier from doing the 50 from Psychic Spear. There's also another card, Gardevoir, that gives you a uh, free psychic energy to your front Pokemon every turn.
Was weak to
So
metal.
effectively making it so that you can you could click on Side Drive every turn once you get Gardevoir online. Because you get one from your energy zone, one from Gardevoir, you attack, then you -2, then next turn, one from Gardevoir, one from energy zone, then you get attack. Rinse and repeat.
Is it weak to metal?
No, it's dark.
Oh, dark. Okay.
Anyway. Yep, so Mewtwo is one of the strongest cards. To this day, Mewtwo is in the okay, he was in a tier 1 deck, but that got knocked into a tier 2. So I'd say this
Unfortunate.
card's more like a 9 out of 10 now right now.
I get it.
But
Tier
for a
2,
long while, this was in the tier 1 deck of this format.
yeah, tier
And
1.
back then this card was even stronger. Yeah.
Let me guess, Mew is now in tier 1.
We'll get to that.
Alright.
Anyway, here's our last card from this set.
Zapdos EX, 130 HP, peck for 20 damage, oh my god, okay, 1 electric energy, Thundering Hurricane, 50 times each coin flip successful, I guess. Flip 4 coins, this attack does 50 damage for each hit.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give this like a 4 to 5 out of 10. Because number one, it's gambling based, and the ESRB will not like that. And number two, peck for 20 damage is honestly, this for an EX card, which counts as 2 points. I feel like this card is way too risky to play like at first turn or at later turns. Basically does jack shit if you don't get it to ramp in time.
Alright, so
I don't
you're
think it
rating
sees
what?
much. Sorry?
So what do you say, 4 out of 10?
Yeah.
5 out of 10? And you're right. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're kind of spot on. This card is too slow. 4 cards, 4 coins for 50 damage means on average you do about 100 damage. 100 damage for 3 energy is Gengar level. Gengar doesn't see play.
Yeah.
So even though this is a basic and it comes online a lot faster than Gengar, it's just too slow. I think it did see a little bit of play when it first came out, but yeah, this does not see any play anymore.
20 for 1 energy card. I think I've seen other Pokemon do more for less.
20 for 1 is the base amount. Most basic Pokemon have 20 for 1. It's baseline.
Yeah, but if it's baseline, that means it won't see play, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty spot on. Alright. We move on to the next set. This is Mythical
Did you know that
Island.
Vaporeon is one of them?
Yes, this is why I picked this one, because I knew exactly what you're going to say.
Gah! Vaporeon, Water type, 120 HP, evolves from Eevee ability Washout. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a water energy from one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Wave Slash 60, one color, one water, two colorless. Wave Slash 60. All right. Weak to electric
This works on the
types.
bench, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Wait, holy fuck! This is like that's pretty good. Shit. You have like free water energy.
Yeah, cooler art version.
Thank you. To know that cuz I know that Vaporeon is
You know they made like full size plushies of all the evolutions,
yeah.
including Vaporeon.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't let Reddit know that though.
They already know.
Oh god. Hmm. I want to say this is like a 9 out of 10. It's really fucking strong. Like energy manipulation. It takes one turn to ramp up from EV though, so wait, can you evolve on the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a 9 out of 10. Because like if you manage to build for water, energy manipulation is pretty busted. If what you've told me before is true.
Alright. Ready? And this card's more like a 6.
Yeah, I believe it.
The problem with Vaporeon is that you need an energy that's currently on your bench and not being used. Chances are all your energy that you've been putting on has already been on the card that you're going to use. To have spare energy lying around on the mon that you're not going to use is kind of weird. Now, it's not as weird on the water because water has a couple of cards that can ramp energy, like Misty. And so you might have some energy left over or whatever. Or maybe you're swapping a damaged Pokemon out, from the bench, and then you want to move all its energy towards the front, the active mon. So this card does have its uses. It has seen some play, but currently it does not see any play. It's just not strong, and Vaporeon itself is not a very good attacker. 3 energy for 60 damage is awful.
I can see why people would play though.
Yeah, it's not bad. Alright, as I say, it's like it's a good 6, maybe 7, but it currently does not see any relevant meta play.
Okay.
Okay,
Um
pronounce this now.
Den.
Perfect.
Thank you. I tried very hard. Tried very hard on that. Den.
Dun.
Just hear funky music playing in the background. 60 HP lightning. It's a basic Pokemon. Thunder Shock for 10. Flip a coin. If hits, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed.
This does not evolve into anything, in case you're wondering.
I was wondering if you would like explain what the concept of paralysis is.
Okay, so paralysis means that you cannot retreat, and that your opponent cannot retreat, and they have to basically they lose out on one turn. They cannot attack, they cannot retreat. That Pokemon is just stuck there for one turn.
Can you attack from the bench?
Yeah, because your bench Pokemon can't be paralyzed.
No, can you attack from the bench?
No. Unless there's an ability that says like attack from the bench or something. But that's quite rare.
Alright,
Most
final
Pokemon
verdict?
cannot attack from the bench. Like 99% of them can attack from the bench.
Yeah, fair. I mean, to be fair, it is a bench.
Yeah.
Final verdict 6 out of 10. No, sorry, not 6. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10?
5 out of 10. First of all, it's pretty squishy, so a card like Hitmonlee could probably like take it out with like one shot, right?
2 shots, yeah.
Two shots, yeah. But I think the general strategy for this Pokemon is you play it once on your active, you use Thundershock, and because it has a relatively cheap retreat cost, it's not meant to be in play for very long. So it's supposed to go out there, do something, and you like do a 50-50 and hope it works. Because Thundershock doesn't have like a really high amount of damage. So this card is mainly meant to just paralyze the active Pokemon. So 5 out of 10, I think. Maybe 4. 5 out of 10. Yeah, let's just go with that.
This is 1 out of 10. This is pack filler. Why the fuck do you rate it so high? This can't see zero play. It's so bad.
It's good at what it does. It's good at what it does.
No, nobody cares.
Do you have other Pokemon? What do you have other Pokemon that can paralyze?
There's quite a lot of Pokemon that can paralyze, and none as useless as this. All right, this is pack filler. This is bait. This is complete pack filler. This thing's useless. Okay. I purposely picked the shiny art version just to try and trick you.
I didn't know there were a lot of Pokemon that can paralyze. I assume okay, you have one Pokemon that's specifically for paralyzing, it's probably not a lot like it.
If it was guaranteed, the card would be busted. But no, it's a 50-50. It's awful.
Yeah.
And you can still develop energy and stuff. So if like you put a wall on the front and who doesn't care about attacking or something, then yeah, you just eat it.
But if you have an opponent who's playing the same card, it just depends on who can paralyze first.
I know, but nobody's playing that fucking thing. Anyway, here's Mew. I told you I'll show you Mew.
Wait, so this is Mewtwo?
No, this is just Mew.
Yeah, but you already showed me Mew.
But this is Mew. Non-2. This is the prequel.
Ah. So this is Mewtwo.
No, this is just Mew. It's not Mewtwo. It's just Mew.
Damn. So it can't talk.
Well,
I think 4chan would be into
so.
that. 130 HP, Side Shot for 1 psychic damage. It's pretty basic. 3 colorless, genome hacking. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacks and use it as this attack. It's just better Ditto.
Yeah, action. Because it doesn't require the same kind of energy.
How much should I give Ditto?
I forgot. Give me like a 7, right?
Yeah. This would be a 9 then.
You sure?
Any active Pokemon's attacks. For 1. And number 2, you don't have to discard the energy, right?
Mm-hmm. Like if you copy a Mew, you can one-shot Mew. And okay, if you're running Psychic Energy, you will discard the 2 Psychic Energy. But if you're running like Fire Energy, you will not discard the Psychic Energy. You will not discard the Fire Energy because the Mew effect says discard 2 Psychic.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the entire sentence again? I feel like I had a stroke.
So, because this attack requires 3 colorless energy, right?
Yeah.
Remember Mewtwo's attack says discard 2 Psychic Energy?
Yeah.
If you're running this like Mew, like in the Fire deck, for example, and you fill up 3 Fire Energy, and you use Mewtwo's attack against it, you will not discard 2 Fire Energy. You will just be able to use Mewtwo's attack straight up.
But what if you filled it with Psychic Energy?
Then you would discard 2 Psychic Energy.
That's stupid. That's so stupid!
Because it says choose one of the attacks, and in Mewtwo's text it says discard 2 Psychic. It doesn't say discard 2 random energy. It says discard 2 Psychic Energy.
That's so needlessly pedantic. I don't know what the fuck y'all are on. What the hell,
because
man?
This could copy something like Venusaur's attack from earlier, remember?
Or Draco Meteor.
Or Draco Meteor, yeah. You could just copy Draco Meteor.
Yeah, it's like a 9 out of 10. Only reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because it's squishy as fuck.
All right, this card's like a 5. This card does not currently see any mana relevant play.
It's a gimmick card?
It's a gimmick card.
Huh.
For reasons, okay, currently, the mana is too full of cards that have a bit too much HP for Mew to be able to one shot like anything back. And some matchups, this card is insane. Some matchups, this card is awful. Currently, the top decks make it so that this card is awful. So it currently does not see any play. But in the past, when the top decks were be able to one shot with their own attack, this card saw a lot of play. So this is like almost like super meta relevant cards, and it's dead in a lot of matchups, but it's good in very select few. And again, currently it's just completely dead. So this thing's like a 5.
Huh.
Womp poor Mew.
Poor Mew.
Anyway, here's okay. Please pronounce this one.
Dragon Dawn.
Close enough.
Close enough. It's like a Porygon, but
It's Dragon.
it's like a Porygon, but
Or
it's
Drudrigan.
dragons.
No, Drudrigan. Yeah.
Druddigon?
Drudrigan. Everyone just calls us Drud.
Drun. Alright, Drun it is. 100 HP ability Rough Skin. If this Pokemon is in an active spot and is damaged by an attack, do 20 damage to the attacking Pokemon. Dragon Claw 90. Fuck, no way, dude. Fire, 1 fire energy, 1 water energy, and 1 colorless.
Yep.
So any other. Okay, so 2 energy types.
Mhm.
This is a tank card. This is supposed to be an active unit at like all times.
Mhm.
Which makes the fact that it's like 100 HP so... Huh. And this is a dragon type?
Yep. No weaknesses.
This is difficult. On one hand, 90 damage. It's pretty high. It's kind of too short. But on the other hand, I don't know, man. It's not that strong, right? It's like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10? Are you
7
sure?
out of 10, yeah.
Alright. This card's a 9 out of 10.
Huh.
This card's the best wall in the game. Or one of the best walls in the game. The key is, you never ever use this ability. Nobody ever attacks with Dragon.
Drun.
Drud is just a wall. For 100 at 100 HP for basic is very, very high. I don't know if you know this, but all the non-EX basics you've seen so far have been like 60 HP, 80 HP is like the max. 100 HP basic is really, really meaty.
So you just use it as a wall like forever.
You just use it as a wall forever. You never ever run fire or wall energy with this thing. You just sit this here and this thing is just supposed to just sit on the front and just eat it.
Why wouldn't you attack with...
Because there's something on the bench that's ramping or something. I don't know.
Huh.
Now you're stalling for your big attacker. Like, remember that? You remember Dragonite from earlier?
Yeah.
This is playing the Dragonite deck. You put Drud on the front. You put your Dragonite evolutions at the back. You slowly evolve Dragonite while stacking energy onto it. By the time Drud goes down, you can swap Dragonite onto the front and then start Draco Meteoring. And that whole time, you never even touch a single energy onto Drud.
So it's Lolman. So it's Lolman is saying this is a walnut.
Yep, this is a walnut.
Huh.
This saw play in the number one, the tier 1 deck. It got cut later, but it's still a really, really good card. It still sees play in a lot of other decks as the best stall kind of game. Like it's another thing to have 100 HP. It's another thing to have 100 HP and rough skin together, because rough skin is also nuts. All right, we're reaching the end of Mythical Island here. Here's Sarepta.
dear. Okay. Sarepta. It's evolved from Servin. I'm obviously reading all of these wrong. 110 HP grass type. Ability Jungle Totem. Each grass energy attached to your grass Pokemon provides 2 grass energy. This effect doesn't stack. Grass energy plus 3 colorless. Solar Beam for 70. This is a backbencher card. It's really good at what it does. But
All right, as a bonus, I'll give you a second card.
Celebi, grass type, 130 HP. Powerful bloom 50 times. Flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each hit. Alright. Superior is really good at what it does, but number one, it takes a bit to ramp. Can I take a look at Servine?
Survive is just a normal attacking card. It doesn't really do anything. There's no ability.
Okay. 6 out of 10 takes too long to ramp. Really good as a supporter card.
By the way, this is retroactive.
Retroactive? What do you mean?
Yes. That means, for example, you stack 3 energy on Celebi, right?
Yeah.
On that turn 3, you play Superior. Those 3 energy now count as 6.
No, they don't. It doesn't stack.
No, they do. It does. It's retroactive.
It doesn't stack.
No, this effect doesn't stack with itself. Means if you have a second Superior, it doesn't stack.
Oh. Alright,
This is retroactive. So if you have 3 energy on Celebi, it suddenly becomes 6 the moment this ability turns on.
8 out of 10 still. Because it takes some time to ramp. But if you manage to... Actually, you know what? No, I can see this card getting a lot of play. Like, especially on the bench. You can evolve on the bench, right?
Yes.
Okay, 8 to 9 out of 10.
Then how will you rate Celebi?
Honestly speaking, it's a lot of damage, sure. It's like also a 9 out of 10. Because it's a good attacker card, right? But Superior is really, really good at what it does as a supporter. If it were in the active position, I'd give it like a 4 out of 10, because Solar Beam sucks. Solar Beam fucking sucks, right? But if you evolve this on the bench, this just reads double your energy after 3 turns. If you get like the fucking evolution chain going.
Yep.
So yeah, like it's 9 out of 10 on bench, 4 out of 10 on active.
Both Superior and Celebi suck.
There's no fucking way. There's no way. There is no way.
Okay. Why does it suck? Can you guess? Take a wild guess.
Ramp?
I mean ramp.
By the time you get the ability, it just you have a pretty high chance of dying as Servine or like the first one. Because of backbench hitters like Hitmonlee.
No. That's not that much of a problem.
Is there something
the
I'm missing
problem
here?
is with Celebi. Celebi's too squishy.
130
Sure.
HP.
Yes, 130 HP may sound like a lot for a basic, but for an EX, this is like one of the lowest you could get. 130 is like quite a crucial break point where there's a lot of things that can one-shot you. So Celebi can come in for the big one shot to like blow up your opponent's biggest Pokemon. But then on the counter swing, Celebi would die.
Is there no other grass type that can do like? Actually,
Remember
oh
when I
wait,
said grass's identity is healing and they have no big hitters? This is the grass's only big hitter in the entire color. Oh, I guess I should not say only good, but only meta relevant big hitter.
meta relevant?
Okay, we'll get to the other one.
Wait. Is Celebi in meta?
No, Celebi is also a bad. None of these cards see play. Both, I will rate both these like a 5.
I'd say Superior is really strong.
Superior does not see any play.
At
Currently,
all?
the grass decks run mostly, I say mostly, like low energy, fast cards, like bug types, you know, stuff like that.
Oh, I'm getting a headache.
They're like very, very aggro kind and not like ramping. Like a lot of other colors have better ramp tools and shit. Grass, even though it got a really good ramp tool and Superior, it does not have a very good ramp payoff because Celebi's ass. Maybe in the future when we get better ramp payoff, Grass will finally, you know, Superior will finally see play. But unfortunately, Celebi's just too squishy.
Unfortunate.
Also, you could also be unlucky and roll all hits, roll all tails and just lose. Which has happened to I fought a Celebi player before. He had a Celebi with 3 energy on double with Superior against a 180 HP Pokemon, and then he rolled like five tails.
Honestly, that's just unlucky, I think.
But yeah,
that's just luck
if
at
your
that
nuke
point.
is coin flip dependent, then I've got bad news for you.
What coin flips are not coin flips are not kindly looked upon by RNGs.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's all we have from that. Anyway, you told me that's all we have from Mythical Island. Now we're going on to A2. This is Space Time Smackdown. So this is the next big expansion. So Generic Apex was the
Lawman,
first one.
wait. Lawman has said, it's a meta battery for an EX. Usually, you use Celebi when you're guaranteed a win.
Yeah, kind of. The problem is you have to set up a second attacker before Celebi gets in, because you don't want Celebi to die on the counter swing.
I see. Okay.
The problem is there is no second attacker in Grass.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it's okay. You have a few, but they're all early game, so it's a bit weird where you have to try to. The perfect scenario is that early game attacker you start off with, then you put Celebi and Superior on the bench. You put 1 energy into that early game attacker, and it starts swinging. Then on all your other turns, you start stacking on Celebi while you're trying to evolve into a Servine. That is your game plan. So by the time your first attacker goes down, you swap Celebi in and you whack Celebi. You hit the nuke button, all right, and you pray that you hit, and you
And if
pray
you don't
that
hit,
those 2 knocks out are enough to win the game. If you don't win the game on those 2 knockouts, you die on the counter swing almost every single time. So yeah, the problem is that you have to get the initial first attacker out, and then everything has to play out perfectly.
that's
If it does,
unfortunate.
you do win, but it is a bit hard to get there, especially in our current meta. Because our current meta is full of like super beefy dudes
Yeah, that
that
checks.
don't die to like an early attacker. Anyway,
Alright.
speaking of which, here's Torterra.
My boy, Torterra, let's go! I love Torterra. I'm just gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I'm not even gonna read it.
You sure?
10 out of 10. To me.
Oh, by the way, here's Third Wake. Isn't he cute? Oops, here's Growlithe. Here's Third Wake.
Third
Get in.
wig, let's go.
Third wig, let's go.
I love him. I love my grass turtle boys.
So out of all, so there are a lot of starter lines in this game, right?
Yeah.
Out of every single starter line in this game, Torterra has the worst one. This
They
is
did my
actually a
boy
1 out of
dirty!
10 card. Yes, they made the Torterra line the worst starter line in the entire game. Out of every single, this is the funny thing is this isn't even in the original set. This is A2. This is in set A2.
They
Alright?
decided to add him in just to do him dirt. You know what? I don't care about the Switch 2. This is the egregious sin that they have like fucking committed
Because
towards me.
Turtwig is one of the worst basic Pokemon. For 2 energy, 30 damage? There is a basic Pokemon that is 1 energy, 40 damage. Alright? And that thing only has a 1 retreat cost. This thing has 2. Alright? This is Groudon. 3 energy for 60 damage! With a 3 retreat cost! It's so bad! Okay,
I'm
but you
so
finally get to
sad.
Torterra. Unfortunately, Torterra has 4 energy on it. Which means this card is basically unplayable.
And during
And you
your
can't
next
retreat.
turn, you're capped.
And yeah. And you can't even retreat. That's the problem.
God.
So if you start with Turtwig on the bench, right? You're fucked. You're actually just fucked. Because you cannot play, let's say you play 1 energy, and then you want to retreat out. No, you can't. Alright, you want to hide Turtwig behind a wall or something? You can't. If you start with Turtwig, you're locked in. Alright, you're locked into using this thing as your front line, and it's going to eat every single piece of damage until you get all the way to Torterra. And by that time, Torterra probably doesn't even have Frenzy Plant ready yet. And you can't retreat Torterra out even if it's low HP. So he just dies. Alright, Yoda Death Lego Yoga Death Scream MP impact. Alright.
Ah!
Torterra is the worst starter line in the whole game. And it's not even close.
God.
Anyway, just another starter.
Infinite. Oh man. Dude.
Okay, to give you a context, let's look at fucking Piplup. Piplup's line is so much better. On turn 1, you can use this.
You
There's
got a
1 retreat cost, so
colorless
if you hide this
heal.
behind. Yeah. On turn 2, if you have
It's
2 energy, you can
awful.
hit this. It's alright, but at least you get to retreat. Normally you won't have this on the front, you know, you hide it. You have that 1 retreat cost, so you can hide this behind your
Just
tank while
bench
you
it.
stack it. And then you have Empoleon. Which is, again, not great. Empoleon does not see any play. But it's still miles better than Torterra. Which is shit, because at least this can attack. Let's say you put 1 NG on 1, 2 NG on 2, 3 NG 3, you can at least attack. You can at least attack with Empoleon.
I'm
Alright.
actually so sad. I'm actually so sad. All right, you know what? Back to Infinite.
Okay, anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. Infinite got an EX, so he's automatically better. But does he see any play?
In all probability, yeah. Actually, wait, no. Because discard energy is a pretty big deal. But no retreat cost is pretty good. So you bring it out for a heavy hitter, and then you just like bench it again to build. So I think I do think it's easy play. It's like a good 8 out of 10, I'd say, because you need to like evolve it still. But without seeing Monferno.
They're just regular. Nothing's changed. It's,
Alright. I'd say like 8 out of
like
10.
it's almost a carbon copy from Prinplup.
Shit, okay. 8 out of
Yeah,
10 just
like-
for the lack of retreat cost alone.
Alright.
The
So
lack of retreat cost.
Infinite is not a bad card. However, it sees no play.
Wait, why?
This is a 6, maybe a 5. 5 will probably be it. This card currently does not see any play. So Infinite's game plan is to rush Infinite as fast as you can, blow something up, tank the with 170 HP, tank the counter swing and then retreat immediately,
Yeah,
which is a pretty good game plan. Because being able to nuke something for 140 for 2 energy is very, very good.
but
But you have to find the whole line. This is the problem. Stage 2 means you have to find the whole line in order to get here. And it is, despite being 2 energy, too slow to find the whole line and evolve all the way.
it ramp. Wait, so wait, huh?
It's not a bad card, but in our current meta, this card takes too long to get to Infinite. That's its problem.
I see.
Yes.
That's actually really unfortunate because
There is.
it's really
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Mana feed.
Yeah. It's Manaphy.
Basic 50 HP water type Pokemon. Oceanic Gift. Choose 2 of your bench Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. How many?
How many what?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it. If Misty was like a 9 out of 10, I can see this being like an 8 out of 10 or like a 7 out of 10.
By the way, it has to be 2 different Pokemon. You can't attach both energy to the same one.
Oh. No, wait, no, but still. Because it's the same thing as Misty, except like it's really squishy and you probably like get hit before you even like get to do it the next turn. But you could probably bench it. It's like 1 retreat cost too, so I can see it being. But having this thing on your bench is a bit of a liability too. How many Pokemon can you have on the bench at once?
3.
3, right?
Max of 3.
Yeah, this thing is like worse Misty, so I'd say like 7 out of 10.
Alright. The answer is this is a 10 out of 10. This is in the tier 1 meta deck.
There's no way.
This is in the second best deck in the game right now.
It's too much of a liability. 50 HP is
you
like.
run both Misty and Manaphy. 2 copies. You just cram them all in. As much mana ramp as you can possibly get. Right? Yummy ramp for water types.
Yeah, but like. It's like
You don't
1
care if
out
this
of
dies.
3. Huh? Do you not?
You ramp. Okay. This is because the water deck ramps a card that is so big that it wins the game, basically. You're building up to a giant water attacker that will just win you the game. So you will never need another card. That's basically it. So you go one, like usually you have mana fee, ramping 2 cards on your deck. One is another 1 point, and one is your finisher. Once mana fee dies, you drag in another 1 point attacker. You use that card to do a bit of chip damage. That card dies, and then finally you drag in your ultra big attacker that means stacking all game, and you use that to sweep all the remaining Pokemon.
I mean, I can see the game plan.
Yeah, so mana fee dying usually does not matter. That's just it. It gives you so much energy that for its death, you basically set up your whole game plan by the time this thing goes down.
So it's. No matter how bad it is, it's so good that it doesn't
The
matter.
effect is so good. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a spicy one.
Oh, jeez. Porygon Z Super Hacker. Change the type of the next energy that will be generated for your opponent to one of the following at random. At random?
Yes, basically, you randomize your opponent's next energy.
Alright, I'm gonna go out on.
This is colorless, by the way. It's not metal. It's colorless.
I know. 140 HP evolves from Porygon to. I'm gonna go ahead and give this like a 2 out of 10.
Why?
It's a jammer, right? It's a jammer, so like you kind of disrupt your opponent's like energy flow. But number one, it's stage 3. So by the time you get into late phase, honestly, usually it doesn't really matter what kind of energy you get regardless. And number 2, 80 damage for 3 colorless requires a lot of ramping for an effect that would probably barely do anything to the opponent units regardless.
Alright, he gets it! That's perfect! Nice! Yeah, this card does not see any play. It's complete dog shit. It is very spicy though.
It is very spicy.
Because Porygon is a decent card. It has a free ability that basically reads you get to look at your opponent's hand or something like that.
Oh.
What? Or you get to look at your opponent's next card. I have something like that. I don't know. It's a cool ability. But Porygon 2 and Porygon Z are shit. And Porygon never saw play with that ability anyways. So yeah, it's bad.
Unfortunate. Bad. Because it does look really good as a card.
Here's God.
It's Fauna.
Here's God.
It's God.
It's God.
It's God.
I think God.
It's from the Nuzlocke thing, right? Is it? Wait, yeah, no, it wasn't from.
Twitch Plays.
I'm pretty sure that meme was from like a Nuzlocke or something.
Yeah, they're from Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
I believe. Man, here's God.
Alright, so God. Unfortunately I'm an atheist. 4 out of 10. 60 HP and you get to half your opponent's active Pokemon's remaining HP. So my philosophy is this, okay? Like regarding this card is this. Any card that deals percentage base damage is automatically a good card. Because like numerical damage is pretty okay. It's the normal kind, right? But percentage base damage is just fucking broken if you have like a really high tier fucking Pokemon on the opponent's team.
I need to clarify something. This is worded really wrongly, really weirdly, because this says half your opponent's active Pokemon's HP rounded down. This does not say deal damage equal to half your opponent's HP rounded down, which means that if your opponent has 150 HP, your opponent's HP drops to 70.
Not 75?
Not 75. There's no 5 in this game.
Oh, okay.
There's no 5s.
70.
So it does not go to 80, it goes to 70. Because this does not deal damage, it just halves it, rounded down. Also, this also means that effects like the rough skin from the dragon does not proc. Because this doesn't count as dealing damage.
Yeah, no, that's really how much did I give it earlier?
I forgot.
Yeah, me too. Like
also, Bidoof is just a first stage evolution. This was printed later, but you could read it anyways.
No, I don't see any situation in which you use this. Okay, Bibarel EX, 160 HP, colorless type. Carefree, press for 100 damage, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Realistically, it's not a lot of situations in which you would use this because the ability from Bidoof itself is far, far stronger than whatever this is. Because this requires 4 colorless energy, right?
Yep, it's also an EX.
and also 3 retreat points.
3 retreat shots.
Yeah, Bidoof has like one. Was it one?
No,
Two retreats. All right, but my like perception of this is essentially it's a free. No, it's not free. Okay, but it's basically just a 50% reduction rounded down, right? And anything percentage based is automatically really fucking good. 7 to 8 out of 10 only because it's so squishy. 7 out of 10 only because it's so squishy and also hard to retrieve.
That's awful. I'm sorry to slander God like this, but no, this card sees 0 play whatsoever. Bibero also sees 0 play.
Yeah, no, Bibero's awful. Bibero's awful.
Bibero is
I'm sorry.
awful. The game kept giving me this card over and over, and I keep trying to make it work. No, it's actually unusable. 100 for 4, 100 for 3 would be bad enough. 100 for 4 is actually unplayable.
Unplayable, yeah.
Yeah.
Because my like perception of this is you have 150 or like 160 HP Pokemon on the opposite side. Playing this card and using Super Fang automatically reduces it to like what's 160 divided by 2 rounded down? Shit. 80, right?
The problem is that you're investing a lot of energy into this thing. Like 2 is not a lot of energy, but it's like enough where it kind of does matter. And this card will always die on the counter swing, usually.
Yeah, it's like a one-time use card.
Yeah. If this thing had a bit more HP, like maybe 80 or 90, it would be probably playable actually. But 60 is far too squishy for an effect like this. Yeah, unfortunately, Bidoof does not see any play.
Unfortunate. Because the ability is really good.
Yeah, this is actually a decent move. Okay. Here's one of the I forgot what Darkrai is supposed to be. Darkrai is a god, right?
No. Arceus is a god. Darkrai is one of those. Darkrai is Judas.
Darkrai's a nightmare monster or something, right?
Yeah, on like Nightmare Island, made of creepy pastas or something. It's creepy pasta material because like the people will be like on platinum or something or like on diamond and pearl, and then they'll be like, I talked to this islander and it gave out different dialogue than usual, so I decided to go to this island, New Moon Island, and then I saw Darkrai, but like but I saw this mysterious Pokemon because they probably wouldn't know what Darkrai was at the time, and it started fighting me, and then it popped out with like hyper realistic blood.
Promo, eh? Oh, okay. And here you go, Darkrai.
And this was just like stalker material. The poor family who has to deal with this fucker. What's with the rainbow colored border? Like, whoa, let's celebrate. It's literally like a family getting fucking tortured in their dreams or something.
Have this instead.
Thank you. Ability, Nightmare Aura. Okay, sorry. Dark Pokemon, 140 HP. Ability, Nightmare Aura. Whenever you attach a Dark Pokemon with Dark Energy from your Energy Zone to this Pokemon, do 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon? And Dark Prism for 2 Dark Energy, 1 colorless, 80 damage. This is a wall! This is just a wall. 8 to 9 out of 10.
This works on the bench.
Huh?
This ability also works on the bench.
Okay, shit. No, that's a 10 out of 10. Sorry, I don't make the rules.
Why would you say so?
You have free 20 damage for 140 wall, and like a kind of decent, semi-decent attack, I guess. I don't know, 3 energy is way too much for 80. But like, you have free 20 damage anytime you attach Dark Energy. For like 140 HP. This Pokemon is fucking unkillable. Like in early stages.
And You are right. Darkrai is in the #1 tier meta deck right now. The best deck in the game has Darkrai as one of the main Pokemons.
Yeah, and why wouldn't
Darkrai,
they?
ever since it's been printed, is insane because this 20 damage ping is really relevant. Let's say you're fighting another Darkrai and you put 3 energy on. 3 times 20, 60. 60 plus 80 is 140. Alright? So even though this attack may seem like shit, because of all the energy that you've been stacking on, you do so much damage. You're so tanky. You just blow anything up, alright?
Enemy Darkrai is kill.
Enemy Darkrai is kill. This card is crazy busted. It's this. I'm pretty sure it's been meta ever since this card's been printed. So yeah. God
Jesus.
damn. Yeah, everybody hates all my homies hate Darkrai.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. Here you go. Here is the crown rare. This is the okay. So Space Time Smackdown has 2 packs you can pull from. One of them's the Dialga pack. The others are from the Palkia pack. So this is basically the box legendary of this pack. So you can read it if you want.
Alright. Dialga EX, 150 HP. A basic Pokemon. 2 metal energy for metallic turbo, 30 damage. Take 2 metal from energy from your energy zone and attach it to your bench Pokemon. And 2 metal energy, 2 colorless for 100 damage, heavy impact. 150 HP. I'm gonna guess this card sees no play.
What?
I'm gonna guess that this card sees no play.
Why would you say so? This is ramp.
2 metal energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Wait, you can. Oh, it's ramp twice. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna guess this card sees some play, not too much. It's like, because, like, I think it's an 8 out of 10. You would play this in a. I've never seen metal cards up until here, so like my perception might be a bit off.
Okay, yes. Keep going.
2 metal energy. So this plays for a bench Pokemon. It's 150 is a lot, sure. Heavy impact isn't really that good. Unless you had 2 Dialgas and you're just like, I don't think you can have 2 Dialgas.
You can.
You can?
Yeah.
Uh,
all cards are max 2 off.
I can see 2 Dialgas being in play and this just ramping for heavy impact all the time. But 2 retreat costs is a bit.
I will say that 2 energy ramp is the best ramp we have in the game. Among all energy types. There's nothing that says give 2 energy or anything. Except, I guess, Survivor? Not Survivor. You know what I'm talking about. Servine, yeah.
Servine, yeah.
Servine. I guess if you count that one, sure. But otherwise, this is the best energy ramp in the game. Oh, I guess Manaphy as well, but Manaphy is split across 2 Pokemon.
This is the one where I genuinely have no idea, because on one hand, 2 energy ramp is pretty good if, like, let's say you have 2 Dialgas on play, right? In play.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy impact for 100 is pretty easily achievable because of Metallic Turbo. But on the other hand, I don't really see this working out well with, like, any other cards, mostly because I haven't seen any other metal cards yet. I'm gonna, like, give it like a 7 out of 10 just to kind of give an estimate.
7 is perfect. Dialga currently does not see any play because metal sucks. In fact, the best deck with Dialga in it
isn't
does
even
not
metal.
run. Is not a metal deck.
That's fucking funny. That's so fucking funny. There ain't no way. Is this a
Metal
reason I
has
haven't seen any like metal cards up until now?
yes.
Not because like not because you haven't been showing me, but because there have just been like no metal cards.
There have been no good metal. Okay, there is like one good metal card, but it's an early game aggro attacking card, not a ramp card. There is not a single good ramping metal card. Oh, except I guess I could make one exception, but it's in the latest set.
Oh.
Where is it? Where's my gold boy? Is he not here? There you go. Yeah, you can read this.
Wait, no.
You can tell me whether this is good or not.
Golden Go.
Go Dango.
Go fucking 120 HP metal type. Scintillating why are there so many difficult words in this shit? I'm a Gen Z, I can't read anything above 3 syllables.
There you go.
Scintillating surfing 50 times. Flip a coin for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each hit.
But this was just printed, so
Yeah.
yeah.
This one seems pretty... I can see this ramping with Dialga really fucking quickly. And then you just like flip a coin and fuck them up.
Do you think this card's good or bad?
It's pretty good.
How
But
how you rate it?
It has to evolve first, so
It's a stage one. It's only one evolve, not two.
yeah. I'd say it's like it's a 4 out of 10 by itself. 9 out of 10 with Dialga. Sorry, 8 to 9 out of 10 with Dialga.
This card is it's trash. You remember Celebi? This is the exact same wording as Celebi. Celebi is ass. This card is also ass.
No, like I can see this being good late game because
You always die on the counter swing.
it always dies on a counter swing, but it's a one-shot nuke, I think. Because 50 damage for each hit, and Dialga being able to attach virtually infinite energy to this card.
The problem is that Dialga itself, while it's ramping, is not doing enough damage. You're likely not going to be able to knock out one Pokemon before Dialga goes down. And then Gholdengo gets its one shot, sure. But you're gonna need to get 2 other KOs. And Gholdengo cannot live the swing back. So you just die.
Could it not retreat?
You can, but into what? There is no other attacker in Metal. And Dialga has to be active for you to ramp.
It's like a really good one-shot and nothing else.
Yeah, pretty much. Gholdengo's a meme. It's a really funny meme though. You get to do 1 bazillion damage.
1 bazillion 500 damage.
Yeah, pretty much. You can print damage to this thing, but immediately after Gholdengo usually just dies on the counter swing.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Anyway, now here's the lesser god. So this is the next set. This is A2. So Dialga was in A2. This is A2A. So this is the set. This is the mini set directly after.
Oh, it's
Here's
God.
Yeah, here's God.
God 2. Arceus EX colorless 140 HP. Ability Fade Luster. This Pokemon can't be affected by any special conditions.
Special conditions are status effects like poison or paralysis or sleep. You know, those kind of things.
Yeah. Ultimate Force 70 plus. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon.
You have 12 to 3 bench. So, do the math.
130 damage for 3 colorless. This was a difficult case. Because on one hand, 130 damage is a lot. It's a lot, right? But we've seen fuckers do like up to 150.
But those is usually for 4 or with a drawback. Or
Yeah.
like discarding everything or something.
And this has like and this also requires you to ramp until like 3 colorless energy. I mean, colorless could literally be anything, right?
Mhm.
So I'd say, wait, is Triumphant Light like this is the
This is what?
is this like the cover Pokemon for
Yes, this is the cover legendary.
just 10 out of 10 for that based on that alone, honestly.
Yeah, he's crown rare.
You want 10 out of 10?
You sure?
Yeah.
You will be right. If this we're talking about A2A meta. We're talking about Triumph. Unfortunately, RCS has fallen out of the meta so hard. He's gone from the number 1 A tier deck all the way to tier 3. He's so washed. RCS is so washed.
So he's PRX.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Fetch.
So he used to be the best deck in the game with Dialga. Dialga and Arceus together was a tier 1 deck.
Yeah, like building damage. Wait, building energy for that like ultimate forces.
Arceus also has a lot of meta decks because there's a lot of cards that synergize with Arceus. Like let's see here. Like this one for example. A lot of cards with this link abilities where if you have Arceus or Arceus EX in play, they gain a cool special effect.
Wait, seriously? Wait,
Yeah.
like a lot of Pokemon with this specific ability.
Yes.
That's kind of fucked.
Like this one is Power Link. This one is Speed Link. You know, there's a couple others.
Okay, alright, so. Yeah, okay, alright.
Here's the other one. Yeah, there's a lot of these basically, but yeah.
That's a
That's basically
lot
that.
of them. Holy fuck.
So there is support for Arceus decks. However, he's just
He
not.
became a Twitch streamer.
He 140 became a really crucial breakpoint because when they released the next set, a lot of things were able to break through 140 specifically just to kill Arceus. So Arceus just kind of became kind of a tier 3 deck.
The amount of
Really?
bias here is insane.
Yeah. He fell out of the meta. He used to be good. He's still decent. He's not the worst, you know. But the number 1 meta deck right now, remember the one with Darkrai in it?
Yeah?
That one absolutely murders Arceus. Arceus stands no chance. they always die. And they always win against Arceus. So Arceus currently is not seeing any play. Despite all the support they gave him, this entire set was basically Arceus and Arceus's friends.
I can't believe they
now,
they shot him in the foot just because they thought he was too strong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Taken out like Oat Yeller. What a shame.
Oh yeah, to give you an idea of what yeah, in Dialga's only deck was with Arceus. So Dialga also dies with Arceus.
Man.
Hey, it's because Meta will keep getting cards like this. Like,
Probopass. During your opponent's Probopass, Metal type, 160 HP. During evolves from Nosepass. Defensive unit 3 metal, 2 metal, 1 colorless, 90 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks.
Also, here's some support.
Adamant. Adamant? Adamant? Adamant, okay. During your opponent's next turn, all of your metal Pokemon take minus 20 damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Shit.
Okay, this was printed after Dialga. After the Dialga pack.
Yeah.
This was printed alongside the Arceus.
That's You know what? That's a tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for offensive purposes, I don't know.
I like this art.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks like a sprinkler.
Oh my god, you're right.
I'm gonna
Okay,
say
Probopass is
like
ass.
what? Yeah,
Yeah,
Probopass is ass.
Probopass is ass.
I,
He
I
never
was
saw any play.
I was too defensive, not enough offensive.
Yeah. Yeah, honest, yeah, Metal is ass. Metal is just ass. Please. Okay, there are a couple good meta cards, forget it. None of them are the heavy attacker ones. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
There you go. Here's this one. Okay, last card from this set.
Alright, bet. Origin form Palkia. Zone Smash. Flip a coin. If hits, this attack does 60 more damage.
Let's go gambling!
Let's go gambling. 4 out of 10. Sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah, tree water energy. Tree water energy for like 50%, 50% chance of 60 more damage. It's honestly not really good numbers wise. 120 HP is a lot, but it's a good wall and nothing else.
If this was printed in any other color, you would be right. But this is printed in water. And in water, energy does not matter because you have so much ramp.
Right.
So this card is actually a staple in the number one meta deck, the number two meta deck, and the number one water deck right now.
Ah.
Because this energy requirement basically means nothing. Because water is a fake class.
Water is a fake class.
Water energy is a fake currency. It's hyperinflation right now, alright?
It's Germany all over again.
Actually, real.
Don't let Pyro
Yeah.
find out though.
So even though this card is likely the weakest card in the number 2 meta deck, it's still a damn good card. Also, it doesn't help that water literally gets all the support in the world. Seriously, they have so much favoritism for one type, it's not even funny. You can read this. Yeah.
Irida. Deal 40 damage from each of your Pokemon that has any water energy attached. Supporter card. Wow.
This is by far the strongest healer card in the whole game. The next closest healing card is like 40 for grass types. No, 50 for grass types. 50 for one grass type. Sorry. 50 for one grass type Pokemon, or like 30 for colorless. So yeah.
Why are they so biased? What the fuck?
This is 40 for every Pokemon that has water energy attached. Which means that it doesn't even need to be a water type. It could be a normal type with a water energy attachment. It still gets the healing. This thing can heal a buttload. This card is absolutely cracked. I don't know why they feed water type with so much good support. But here we are.
Thanks, Nintendo.
Thanks, Nintendo. Anyway, last set. We're caught up to modern day.
Alright.
Here is the first one. Here, you know what? I'll give you this version. This is the shiny. So they introduced shiny Pokemon in this patch.
Whoa, Beedrill.
Yeah,
Grass
Beedrill.
type, 170 HP, evolves from Kakuna. Crushing Spear, 80, requires 2 grass type energy. Discard a random energy from the opponent's active Pokemon. Too much time to ramp, good wall, but the fact that it's a grass type and not a healing type, and doesn't really have a healing move. 4
There are
out
other
of
healing
10.
support cards. Like there's a supporter card that says heal 50 to one of your grass.
6 out of 10. Too long to ramp.
This card's insane.
How good could it possibly be?
You see, For example, let's say the opponent has a 3 energy attack. All right. They are at 2 energy, and then you attack them with Bijou. They go down to 1 energy. They put on the second energy again, and they still cannot attack. Then they have to end their turn. And then Bijou gets to hit, and then they go back down to 1 energy. And they're basically perma-locked. They're perma-locked into this. They cannot do anything else.
Because I imagine by the time you build up to this, they'll have enough energy that literally does not matter.
You would normally be right. But, okay, we'll get to it later. About 170 HP is a lot.
170
For
HP
some
is a
reason,
lot.
they took Beedrill, one of the most frail Pokemon ever, and they gave it 170 HP. We have 3 cost of 1.
That's
Why?
a fucking wall.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, me neither. Honestly, what the fuck?
But this is one of the tankiest Pokemons in the game.
What the fuck?
And 2 for 80 is not bad.
Yeah.
It's really, really not bad.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So here is Meowscarada. Also printed Sim expansion.
Meowscarada.
Here's Brigadito as well. In case you should read this first, honestly.
Okay. Alright, yes, I am back live. Holy shit. Who'd have thunk? It's been 5 years since the last Friday.
It's almost been 1 whole week since the last Friday.
TorisuTalks every Friday, guys.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. Give me just a second. I have muted my mic so you specifically you don't hear me like fucking sniffle, because I'm still kind of sick.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, take care of yourself out there, guys. It's so easy to get sick nowadays. Sprigatito! The last time this cat was seen on 4 legs.
Yes, unfortunately, really correct because it immediately stands up. Yeah.
I miss those days. 60 HP grass Pokemon, cry for help. Because why wouldn't you? You're forced to become a furry. Put 1 random grass Pokemon from your deck into your head.
Alright, yeah. Florgato. Just stand it.
Okay.
And here's Meowscarada.
Meowscarada. Fighting Claws, 60 plus, 140 HP. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this attack does 70 more damage. Can I go out on a limb here and just say like 10 out of 10?
Why would you say that?
It deals extra damage towards EX Pokemon. That's like a free... Okay, 60 plus 70. How much does that equal?
130.
130.
Remember Arceus?
If your Pokemon has like a normal fucking... Yeah, if your opponent has like a normal fucking EX Pokemon, you still stream Valorant. Every time I watch you, you're sick. Am I in a problem? You might be. I'm sorry. It might be your fault. Specifically your fault. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you're right. This card is in the 3rd best deck in the game. Meowscarada, yeah.
Meowscarada.
I don't know if you know this, but most of the 10 out of 10 cards have been EXs. For a really good reason. EXs have been running the meta forever. And so they printed Meowscarada, and Meowscarada is basically the perfect anti-meta card. It does not need ramp. 140 HP is just enough to survive Arceus and all of the other stuff you saw earlier.
Barely enough, right?
Barely enough. Literally barely enough.
130 is the breaking point.
Yeah, 130 is the breaking point, exactly. So you just barely survive anything and you can deal a shitload of damage. Plus, you're only worth 1 point. So they have to knock out 2 Meowscaradas to equate to 1 EX Pokemon. This is a very, very efficient card.
Wait, Meowscarada is an EX. I just realized. Holy
It's
shit!
not an EX. Yes.
Holy shit!
It's not an EX. A lot of people make this mistake. You have to knock out 2 Meowscaradas to equal 1 EX Pokemon.
Holy fuck. Okay. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
And normally, you're basically going, okay, even though it's a low attack cost, it's really hard to get to stage 3. But the thing is, Sprigatito is broken. Cry for help, as it turns out, is possibly the best ability you could get on a basic Pokemon that has to evolve.
You just get the evolution for free.
You basically just get the evolution for free. It's nuts. It's so broken.
It's guaranteed.
And because of that, Beedrill, who is also a grass type, gets pulled up. So the game plan for this deck is Meowscarada into Meowscarada, so that's 2 points, into your Beedrill as your finisher. If not, you try to rush an early Beedrill to try to do the energy sap like thing, and then you win. You swap Beedrill out once it's low, and you start smacking with Masqueradas. Either way, yeah, this deck is really good. The Beedrill Masquerada is the number 3 deck in the game. The only problem is if you run into a non-EX deck, you just lose.
Yeah,
and
that's
occasionally you lead with what do you call that? You lead Weedle instead of Sprigatito, and you just lose as well.
yeah, it's a 50-50.
So yeah, you brick sometimes, not as often as the other stage 2 decks, but you still can brick. You still do have consistency issues.
But for what it's worth.
But for what it's worth, this is probably the best EX focused deck in the game right now. Okay. So here you go. Here's Charizard. By the way, this is the second Charizard. I didn't show you the first.
Charizard
The first
EX.
one was like, yeah.
Oh, fucking. Every time I see a Charizard card, I cannot. I'm sorry.
This is shiny.
I'm very biased.
I do versions of this card. This is shiny.
Yeah, no. 1 out of 10. I hate this card with a passion, and it shows.
Indeed, it does. Okay, I'll also show you the first Charizard. So this is the Charizard that was printed way back in the very first set. The very, very first set also had a Charizard. You can read this as well.
1 out of 10.
Okay, out of these 2 Charizards, can you tell me which one is better?
The first one.
This one?
No, sorry. The other one. Yeah, this one. This one's probably better.
Why?
It's a more consistent 200 damage with like 2 fire energy. With the first one, you have to build it twice.
I mean, you have to build it twice.
Like, it's more. Okay, Stoke is. I'm trying to do the math here. It's not mathing. 150 damage for like 1 Stoke. Wait, that means you only have to build it once. 150 damage is pretty.
You only need to stoke once. You put 1 energy on, you stoke, that's 4.
Yeah.
Then on the next turn, you can put 1 in, and that's 5.
Okay, maybe this one's better.
Then this one? You sure? They both have the same HP.
Yeah, but they both have the same HP, but one requires discarding of energy, and that just automatically means you have to take longer to deal damage with that one than this. Because the other one doesn't have Stoke, right?
Yeah, the other one is just as a slash.
Number one, it doesn't have a Stoke, and number 2, you have to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, which just makes it automatically worse.
Alright, is that your answer?
Yeah.
You're wrong. The old Charizard is actually better than the new one. So
Even with the extra.
yes, because of this card, that was also printed in the very first set.
Inferno Dance, Flip Tree. Okay, sorry. Moltres EX, Fire type Pokemon, 140 HP. Inferno Dance, Fire, 1 Fire Energy. Flip 3 coins. Take an amount of fire energy from your energy zone equal to the number of hits and attach it to your bench fire Pokemon in any way you like. Heat Blast, fire type
Yeah,
energy
nobody
plus.
cares. You,
Yeah,
you
no one
can
cares about
completely
that.
ignore about this part.
Yeah.
It's only this part makes sense. Only this part matters. So basically, start with Moltres on the bench, on the active at the very start. You pop Inferno Dance into your Charmeleon. So into your, what's the first Evo again?
Charmander?
Charmander, yeah. Then you do it again when it evolves into
Did I forget
Charmeleon.
about the existence of Charmander?
And then you finally evolve Charizard in and you swap it in and you spam 200 damage. Nothing can live 200 damage spam. Not even Venusaur, because Venusaur's weak to fire.
Yeah, but then you have to discard the energy and spend 2 turns bringing it back up.
By the time, let's say you flip you cast this twice, okay, while you're evolving. That on average is 3 energy. Each turn you attach 1 extra energy, so for 2 turns, right? That's 5 energy. By the time Charizard comes in with 5 energy, he pops this once, 200, minus 2, that goes to 3 energy. Next turn you pop 1 energy onto Charizard, that's 4. So you get to use this thing, you use this attack twice. And then it just wins you the game.
Oh.
Because normally you knock out like 1 EX and 1 non-EX. Or 2 EXs. And there's no like, there's no Pokemon that can survive 200.
Yeah, but it also depends on whether they have 2 EXs on the board.
Most decks run 2 EXs. And those that don't run 2 EXs will die to like 2 slashes. Or you just wait 1 extra turn, then you can slash, and then next turn you Crimson Storm once more.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's hard to kill Moltres before the 2. You get 2 Inferno Dances off. If you get any more, you just instant win, Because you cannot kill Charizard on the counter swing either. There's nothing that does like 180 to Charizard, except another Charizard. So the old Charizard is way better than the new one.
Yeah, it checks out.
I mean, you have this.
Team Rocket Grunt. Trainer supporter. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each hit your Pokemon. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon.
Now up to no good and thieving and stealing.
Hell yeah. We support crimes in this household. 10 out of 10.
Really?
I mean, depending on your luck, right? Number 1, energy manipulation is just fucking broken, right?
Mm-hmm.
So discarding a random energy from your Pokemon's opponent's active Pokemon, it's inherently just good. This is inherently a good card. Like, I wouldn't say 10 out of 10, or at least I shouldn't. But it's good at what it does.
All right. Is that a fine answer?
Yeah, sure.
Remember Misty?
Yeah?
Misty was printed all the way back in the first expansion, right?
Yeah, huh?
This is printed now. This is basically reverse Misty.
Yeah.
But kind of worse in almost every single way.
No, I mean, it's fucking up your opponent, not yourself.
Yeah.
And
But that's usually not as good as accelerating your own plan.
is it?
Usually. Now, this card is okay. It has some synergy with Beedrill, but that's not usually why it's run. It's mostly a tech card against the two strongest decks in the game at the moment, or as a way to try to slow your opponent down. It's alright. It sees some fringe play, but it's not a staple of any main deck. It's more like if the meta is going in this way, I put it in. If I'm seeing like a lot of these decks today, I'll put it in. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a solid, I'd say 7 or 8. Yeah, around there. All right, here's my favorite art from this expansion.
Oh shit, Pikachu.
This is a normal art, by the way. It looks so lame compared to this.
Yeah.
This is
I mean,
insane.
yeah, look, okay, can we go back to the other one? This just looks like fucking. This just looks like the default, like. I wouldn't say slop, but it's the Nintendo art style. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I like this one more, but this goes so hard.
Yeah, this
This
one
goes
goes
so
hard. This one
fucking
goes
hard.
really hard. Thunderbolt 150, discard all energy from this Pokemon.
I will say, Thunder got their own mana fee. This expansion.
8 out of 10?
Okay, it's not exactly the same, but here it is
Oh,
Pachirisu.
Pachirisu. Hey, it's your name on it. And your color
Hi,
scheme.
Risudayo. Hi, Risudayo.
This is where you got it.
Squirrel Janai.
I can't believe Risu is like a secret squirrel.
Squirrel Janai.
Squirrel.
Risudayo.
You can't just say both at the same time. Okay, 70 HP electric Pokemon. 1 electric energy for plasma, 10 damage. Take an electric energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Not as good as Manaphy.
Yeah, not as good, but it also has 20 more HP and does 10 damage.
Takes a while to charge up. 8 out of 10.
You sure?
Yeah.
So remember Celebi from earlier?
Yeah?
Celebi was like, if you had 3 energy on Celebi, it was like on average 75 damage.
Yeah?
This one is 3 energy for 150 damage.
Uh-huh.
This is 150 damage, if you notice, was enough to knock out almost every single. It is in fact able to knock out every single basic EX Pokemon. Right?
Yeah, huh?
So this card should be decent, right?
By all means, yes.
No, this card's ass.
Because it takes a while to charge up, or
No.
some other reason?
It just dies.
It just dies?
It just dies.
It's 120 HP.
This is the lowest of any basically. It's Celebi issue. Alright? It just dies.
Man, you would think Nintendo
130 is
yeah?
that magic breakpoint where which determines whether you live or die, alright? Pikachu unfortunately lives below this magic 130 number. So Pikachu just instantly dies on counter swing no matter what. So this has to be a finisher Pokemon. Which, granted, Electric has some decent heavy hitters in there. The problem is that you have to get all of them together, and Pikachu is kind of the worst card in the deck. So it's ass. It's not that good.
You would think for their poster Pokemon, Nintendo would put a bit more.
This is the second Pikachu, by the way. The first one was actually meta breaking. It was the best card in the first set. The first ever set. The best card was Pikachu EX. That card's been power crept to hell now. Now that card's ass. This card's slightly better than that card, but it's still not seeing any play.
Oh well. Electric Rat.
Electric's kind of really sad.
Please stop showing me the Reddit page.
Fine, I'll close it. Alright, here you go. Here's Wiglet. Have you seen this Pokemon before, by the way?
No.
Do you want to see my Wiglet?
Yes.
That's kind of gay. Hey, here's my Wiglet.
Oh, it's so small.
It's so curved.
It's so weirdly. It looks so weird. What's a wiglet?
What?
It's like the diglet, but like water.
Yes,
That's
actually.
that's fucking stupid. That's so stupid. Nan Korea. Oi.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus. Okay, spring out. Water type 60 HP. 1 water energy, spring out. One of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random, do 30 damage to it.
And here's the evolve.
What trio? Oh my god, it's even the. Oh my god. Water. Okay, water type 140 HP. Pop out throughout tree water mana. Sorry, tree water energy. One of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random 3 times. For each time a Pokemon is chosen, do 50 damage to it. Again, solid 8 out of 10.
Hmm?
Maybe a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, I'm gonna say.
Why would you say so?
Water energy costs nothing.
Okay, you're true on that, but
50 damage for 50 damage for each Pokemon is a pretty decent ping.
yeah.
And 140 is above the 130 magic number threshold, so also 1 retreat cost is pretty good. You pull this card out as ping and then you just like do finisher to other Pokemon with other Pokemon in active slot.
So the answer is
Did I say 9 out of 10?
say 9?
Did I?
I don't remember.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
think say 8.
8 out of, yeah, you know what? I'm sticking with 8 out of 10.
Okay. Remember Dragonite?
Yeah?
This is 1 less energy for 1 less ping, basically.
Yeah.
And it's in water. A
Yeah.
much better one. And it only takes 1 stage instead of 2.
Yeah.
And it's 1 retreat instead of like 3.
Yeah.
But it's less health.
But it's less health.
Rock Trio is it's like a C tier deck. It's pretty much on the same level as Dragonite. But it has a cult.
It has a cult. So this is why you had Reddit open. God! Damn it!
So Work Trio has become a cult card in the fucking Pokemon TCG Pocket subreddit. With phrases like "Wug it, we ball," "Wug life," "Wug it out."
I need
didn't choose the Wug life. The Wug life chose me. And yes,
What?
Wug for life.
Thug out of your
Born to
walk out! God!
This deck, the Wug Trio deck, is insane because you run 2 Misty. If you flip an early Misty, you could basically just win the game. You run 2 Team Rocket Grunt. If you flip hits on any of those Team Rocket Grunts, you win the game. And then there's Work Trio. The damage is completely random. But if you absolutely nuke their like core essential like backline Pokemon or something, right? You just get all hits. You roll that fucking gambling machine. You get jackpot every single time. You just win.
This
You
is
just win.
this is the ultimate let's
the
go gambling.
Yes. You coin in essence, you coin flip so that you can coin flip. And you repeat that twice. And then so that you can get online, so that you can coin flip 3 times to win the game.
You know what? I'm.
It's-
You know what? I'm a believer in the walk trio. I'm a believer in the walk life.
it is the fucking it's,
Fuck
it's
it. Fuck
so
out if you walk out,
fucking
yo.
stupid.
Walk it, we ball. Walk it, we ball. Walk it, we ball. Walk it.
This is the fucking stupidest card that they've ever printed, and my god, it's not even bad. It's somewhat viable.
Spin the wheel, baby.
It's actually you spin the wheel, baby. Let's go
Woo!
gambling. Whoa! Yeah, that's Vogue Trio.
That's fucking
Yeah,
funny.
this is the whole reason why I did this is just so I could show his fucking card. It's so
Thank
fucking stupid.
thank you for introducing me
Uh,
to fucking walk trio. It's not even duck trio, it's walk trio.
yeah, Vogue Trio is three of them.
Different Pokemon.
Anyway, come to our final few cards here.
Good,
Here you
because
go. Here's this.
10 out of 10.
Wait, really?
It's fucking Giratina, dude.
I like this one better.
There. But yeah, 10 out of 10.
Have you ever read this?
No.
Just read it.
Okay, alright. Giratina X, Psychic type Pokemon, 150 HP. Ability Broken Space Bellow. Once during your turn, you may take a Psychic Energy from your Energy Zone and attach it to this Pokemon. If you use your ability, your turn ends. Chaotic Impact, 130 damage. This Pokemon also does 20 damage to itself.
What do you think?
It's not that good, but I'm gonna stick with my gut instinct and say 10 out of 10.
Why do you think it's not that good?
First of all, it's a self-harming card.
Isn't
So-
it the upside?
Is there an upside to this?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not an upside. But there is healing in the game.
There is healing, but I don't think that really matters when like this is an EX card and any amount of damage done to this contributes to your opponent possibly getting another getting another 2 points. Also, you take it like psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon, so you get to ramp psychic energy twice, but essentially you get to do nothing else. And I don't think that's like I don't really think
Basically, instead of attacking, you can use this ability. You're like giving up an attack to put one extra energy on.
yeah, but okay, so this Pokemon is at 150 HP, right?
Mhm.
You do Chaotic Impact for 130 HP, and then it does 20 damage to itself, which brings it down to 130.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it easily, one-shottable by other Pokemon.
Yep.
It's not that good. It's really not good, like, at all. But just based on gut instinct alone, I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. Because...
You're right. This is a 10 out of 10 card.
what
This
the
is the number one meta card in the whole game right now.
What the fuck? Okay, no. I know. I don't know why, okay? I don't know why.
Remember when I said 130 is the magic number?
Yeah?
This is the reason why. This is the card that you have to beat in order to become a nest tier deck. You either have to beat 130 or you lose. You have to. The number one deck is Giratina Darkrai. But wait, Risu, that's two different energies. How could that deck ever be consistent? The answer, young grasshopper Tori, is that you do not run psychic energy in that deck. You run dark energy only. Keep putting dark energy on your Pokemon, on your Darkrai, and use Giratina's ability to attach energy onto itself every single turn for 3 turns.
So you just ram.
You just ram. You
Huh.
sit on the bench for 3 turns, Darkrai energy ping, Giratina, Broken Space Battle. Darkrai Energy Ping, Giratina, Broken Space Battle. Darkrai Energy Ping, Giratina, Broken Space Battle.
Alright, coach, let me on.
And then once you hit this point where you both Pokemon have 3 energy each, right? You swing and you swing and you swing until Darkrai dies, and then you bring out Giratina, and Giratina swings the counter swing, and that usually just wins you the game. It's very, very consistent. You're running only basic Pokemon, which do big fucking damage.
Yeah, that checks out.
And you can do up to like you can do up to 150 with a Darkrai Ping plus Giratina, which knocks out all the other like 150 areas. So yeah, this deck, and remember when I said Meowscarada was 140 and that was very important?
Yeah.
That is why it's to specifically get around chaotic impact.
It's just countering this specific matchup.
It's to counter exactly this card. And Darkrai. It can also one-shot Darkrai. Because Darkrai, even though Darkrai is 140, Darkrai is weak to grass.
Right.
So the Meowscarada deck eats Giratina. Giratina eats the number 2 deck. The number 2 deck eats the Meowscarada deck.
But isn't Meowscarada also a dark type?
No, Meowscarada is a grass.
No, like in midline it's a grass/dark type, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but it's just grass in this one. There's no dual typing.
I
I mean, there is
see.
in the actual TCG, but not in this game.
Alright.
Yeah. So this is the number one. It's just bulky enough. It does a fuckload of damage, and this self ramp is nuts. This self ramp is actually so OP. You press this button whenever you can. All right. This is your free energy button. Giratina has so many decks that don't even run the same energy as her. Just because she can just press this button 3 times and then she's online. Because the last energy doesn't need to be psychic. So there's a lot of like Giratina Magnezone decks. There's the Giratina Pikachu EX deck. There's a Giratina. Remember when I said that Dragonite used to not have a deck?
Yeah.
Until this expansion?
This is
It's a Giratina deck. Yes, this is a
Alright.
deck. Giratina because the whole time you're sitting behind a Drud, right? You sit behind a Drud, you attach your energies onto Dragonite every single turn, and then your Giratina is broken stays back because you can't attack. You have to attach 4 energies. What are you going to do in the meantime? Just ram Giratina.
Yeah.
So Giratina is found splashed in all sorts of random ass decks. And it just works. It just works. Giratina is the strongest card in the game right now, and it's not even close. Second is probably Darkrai, but that's because they run together. This fucking card, dude. And it's also why, remember I said Team Rocket Grunt is being used? It's being used so you can sap energy off Giratina.
Everything just comes back to Giratina, huh?
Yes, everything in the meta is built around the kill Giratina as hard as it can. Remember why Charizard is a bad card? Because Charizard just loses to Giratina. You know why Beedrill works? Because Beedrill is 170 HP and cannot be killed by a Giratina plus Darkrai Ping. Remember when Walk Trio is considered like a C tier deck? It's because Walk Trio dies to a Giratina plus Darkrai Ping. Pikachu is bad because Pikachu just straight up fucking dies to Giratina instantly. Or Giratina, fucking Darkrai Ping and attack plus like 1 extra Darkrai Ping.
The fucking magic number.
The magic number is 130.
God. Okay. Alright. Thanks, Giratina. Very cool. Oh.
Very cool. Alright, and I guess with that we can call it here. Fucking strongest deck in the game. Oh my god, Giratina. Oh yeah, I will show you. Pokemon meta right now. So this is the tier list. Giratina, Darkrai by a shitload. Alright, it's S tier by an absolute shitload. Followed by the Gyarados deck. So Gyarados is the other one. I didn't show you Gyarados today because Gyarados is kind of funny. But Gyarados has sort of a slightly positive matchup against Giratina because Gyarados is 180 HP.
Oh.
So it can live the Giratina hit and then it could kill Giratina on the counter swing because Gyarados does 140. So with a tiny bit of chip, you can kill Giratina. Masquerada is here because Masquerada kills Giratina. Gyarados kills Masquerada. And Darkrai. So yeah, it's it's so good. Charizard is here because this is the old Charizard. The one that does 200 damage. That can live one Giratina and kill it on the backswing.
There's really a one-turn difference between all of these motherfuckers, huh?
Yeah. Arceus is here because Arceus takes 2 hits to kill Giratina. He does 130 damage, which is barely not enough to kill Giratina or Darkrai. And so he dies on the counter swing because he has 130 HP and Giratina always kills him. Gallade is here. Okay, Gallade is another card I didn't show you. Basically, it does more damage for each energy attached to the Pokemon. Giratina, because it's and Darkrai, because they all stack so much energy, they die to one shot to Glade. However, Glade loses to everyone else here. So which is why it's tier 3.
Unfortunate.
And okay, the rest of this, yeah. Yeah, Walk Trio's over here.
Walk live!
Walk live! And by the way, in case you're wondering, yeah, I will show you. The walk deck. Holy fuck, it's a chat talk walk deck. Okay, no. Here. The walk deck runs 2 Team Rocket Grunts and 2 Misties. You've go gambling! So much gambling.
It's just 50-50s all the way down. Yep. Top 4 at SVK. No way.
It's not a bad deck, alright, yeah.
It's not a bad deck, purely on account of just...
If you high roll, you can even beat Giratina. Because if all 3 of them land on Giratina, Giratina dies.
Right. Right.
But you have to pray and be super fucking lucky. You come online like 1 turn earlier than Giratina, so you get to attack twice. And if in the by the second attack you kill Giratina, you win. If you don't kill Giratina by the second attack, you lose.
Holy shit.
Most of the time you lose because it's fucking gambling.
Yeah, but it's a meme deck. It's a meme deck.
It's a meme deck. It's so fucking funny. Also, Giratina, if you notice this deck list, oh my god, not this one. Okay, if you look at this deck list over here,
yeah,
this is healing, this is healing, this is extra HP. Basically, all of this is here, so that Giratina lives the Darkrai, or Darkrai lives the Darkrai pinks from the other Darkrai. There's a reason why they're here. Because even though 20 HP is like pretty minuscule, it's all it needs for Giratina to be able to one-shot any of these. So you gotta constantly heal up these two to avoid being one-shot.
Holy shit, it's a down to the wire game.
And Giratina, because it's psychic, it's weak to dark, and Darkrai is dark.
Oh.
So 2 Darkrai pinks plus Darkrai attack is 140. Plus this card called Red over here, plus 20% damage if your opponent's active EX Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is why, yeah, it's like fucking chess. It is insane. Like the level of things you have to like think up ahead just to be able to like fucking maneuver around to try to get through the mirror match. Oh my god, the mirror match is so fucking ass, dude. Holy fuck.
It's the meta, dude.
Oh, and yeah, and Mars is here because it kills Masquerada.
Oh.
So your opponent shuffles their hand into the deck and draws a card for each. Because Masquerade is trying to draw a bunch of cards, right, to get all their evils. They're trying to spam out all the cry for helps. You slap. That's why there's 2 Mars in this deck. So you basically just say no to Masquerade.
God, that's so obnoxious, though.
It is. It fucking is. It's so fucking funny. Oh yeah, this one has 2 Team Rocket Grant to win against the mirror. So yeah, there's a bit of tech that can go on. You know, where you choose certain cards over another. Like all these cards are usually kind of locked in. It's just what ratios you want to run it in. You know. Yeah.
Jesus.
But anyway, that's all I have. You want a bonus card?
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
this thing.
Lucario EX. Wait, no, that's Wigglytuff.
This is the most cursed art we got. Everyone hates this card.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm kidding. I know exactly why. God damn.
The regular card is cute though. I like this.
Why?
By the way, I
Why
got like 3
this?
copies of this fucking thing. The game won't stop giving me
Specifically
things.
this?
Specifically this card art. Yes, I got more of this card art than I do of the regular. Even though this one's rare.
All right. Can I see the normal card? This is a 7 out of 10, I'd say.
No, you have to stare at this. I'm not letting you.
0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. Sorry, worst card like by default. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. But the digital version, right, Tori? No, I would if this showed up on my phone, I would throw my phone away.
Okay, this card it's alright.
No, it's a 0 out of 10.
It doesn't see any play, but it's
It doesn't see any
You
play,
try it out.
motherfucker. I don't want to see this in or out of play.
people did try this card out. It's okay. It doesn't really do anything that well.
I mean, it's a free 20 damage shield for your it's a free potion, right?
Yeah, it's a free potion basically.
Yeah, so
But yeah, it's okay. It's not. Eh.
plus but you do have to evolve it, so it's
Oh, here's a card that's not out yet. So next expansion.
Rayquaza
Goblins.
EX, colorless
So
type,
here,
140
you can rate a
HP.
card. You can rate a card, and none of us know how good it is yet.
Dude, wait. You don't have. Okay, first of all, you don't really have to discard anything, so.
This is Dracomedius, but it's still doing 50 to 40.
Oh. That. Honestly, the
colorless.
10 damage does make a bit of difference.
It
I
doesn't.
don't-
It doesn't.
I don't know
It
how.
does 160 instead of 200,
Yeah.
which is a significant amount, but you're basic and you're colorless. Like Manaphy can ramp onto this. Dialga can ramp onto this. You know?
Yeah. It's pretty good. I don't
Some
know
people say
how
it's trash.
good.
Some people say it's good. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't even play the game. Why are you asking me for my opinion?
Yeah, no, okay, because Reddit is like super divided on this card.
It's fucking Reddit. They're super divided on everything. Reddit is where hopes and dreams go to die.
Oh yeah, before Masquerade, this was the only viable non-EX deck.
Rampardos. 150 fight 150 HP fighting type, 1 fight energy, hit smash 130. Oh, 130. Hey. Hey. I've seen that number somewhere before.
Yes, yes.
If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, this Pokemon also does 15 damage to its. Ouch. Ouch. It's maybe not.
So this is the only other non-EX deck that's currently meta.
Yeah, I can see why.
You may be going, wait, but 1 energy for 130 damage, isn't this card too OP? The answer is because it's a stage 2! And even worse, it's a stage 2 of a fossil.
Fucking evolved.
So fossils are special in that you cannot get them in the as your opening card. Whenever you start a game of Pokemon TCG, you always start with 1 basic Pokemon. However, fossils do not count as basic Pokemon until they are played, which means that you can never get a fossil start. So basically, this makes the deck always much more inconsistent than all the other stage 2s.
Right.
And currently fighting has no draw or any other way to, other than the regular draw that you already have.
Yeah, that checks out.
So there's no way to search for the fossil, and there's no way to search for the stage 2 entry as well after you get the fossil. So you're basically never playing this early. So that's why this is 1 NG for 30. And it goes into the fighting type deck with the Hitmonlee I showed you earlier. Oh, by the way, the reason why Hitmonlee's meta is because it kills Magikarp.
Before Gyarados.
Yeah, because Magikarp is 30 HP.
That's such a morally ambiguous. You're just kicking a fucking fish.
Anyway, to round it off, I have one more thing to show you.
One more.
Time for. Remember last time I told you about a really stupid long-winded thing and I ended up with an animation?
Yeah. It's just the... Alright, here we go.
Here we go.
It's that part of the...
Actually, should I just give you this link?
I mean, nah, it's fine, I think. Just give me 1 second. I need to set something up real quick. Where is the... Okay, here we are. Where the hell? Oh, there we go. No, not that one. Where the... Wait, can you try playing something real quick? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. A double captured, but yeah, here we go. Listen.
I hope you can read.
I can read, yes. Oh wow.
I've seen this happen before.
Have you?
Yes. It's hilarious.
Ah. Oh no. No. Oh, okay. What the fuck?
I tried
Was that Blaine?
Yeah. Blaine.
again.
Okay, Blaine basically reads make your Ninetales do like a buttload damage.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that checks out.
Top deck Blaine!
What is that?
Bone.
The discipline. Do you live in a cave?
Okay, for every coin, do 80 damage. For every hit,
No. Pure RNG.
Hey, look, it's Strut. And him only kicking.
Oh my god. Okay. Fucking Drud.
Blastoise.
I'm in danger.
Hey, Dragonite. That was Dragonite.
That was Dragonite.
Foul, cruel, and bad.
Oh,
You ever say I
50%.
What's he do? Nibble your bum?
Look.
Yeah, that's why I love Bidoof.
I should show you perfect this. Fucking Pachirisu EX!
Oh wow, that was personal.
Oh my god, fucking Yanmega. Oh, here he comes!
What does Sabrina do?
Your opponent chooses one of their bench Pokemon to move into the active zone.
Ah. Ah. Oh, more Wi-Fi 5D招。
You were the chosen one! You were sent to bring balance to the force!
Dragon Ball ass.
Pack time! He gets a Palkia! Of course
First
he does.
try.
He gets a Palkia, of course he fucking does.
Chance time.
I'm so sick of these fucking.
Chance time. Chance
Too
time.
bad.
Oh, he's cashing in!
Chance time.
Stop adding the Woobat!
He's got 3 Woobats. Oh, faithful!
Old faithful. Alright.
Moltres.
That's pretty meta.
Executor.
Yes!
You know how expensive those things are now?
No. Coconut tree.
Oh!
Oh.
6 energy on Charizard. The power. 200 damage, baby.
Holy
The
shit.
220 contrast.
No.
Thanks.
No!
Pokeflute! Resummon a basic Pokemon from the enemy!
That's just animal cruelty.
I'm gonna go get something to eat.
There was a bit of a chance that last round. Unfortunate.
He didn't ask to come back. He didn't ask to come back.
Man. This, I feel like going meta in Poke TCG is a bit.
Oh my god! It's immersive Mewtwo! Whoa! The meme ones always get more upvotes.
Of course they do.
Nice.
What
Alright,
life.
I think with that.
You know why he lost? He didn't use Walk Trio.
This video was made before Walk Trio. I have no doubt that if Walk Trio was made in time for that video, he would have fucking included it.
Oh yeah. Alright. Believe that was holy shit. Fucking Pokemon. Okay.
Can't wait to do this next week when the new set drops.
I kinda. Oh.
I'm
I
just kidding.
can't do this anymore. Also, there's no telling what the meta is gonna be next week, because when the new set drops, that's when everyone is gonna be like scrambling to figure out what the meta actually is. Maybe like in 2 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Anyway. Come join so that I can Walk Trio you.
that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? That would be hilarious. Alright, let me just close that. Sorry if I'm like kind of. I don't know. I'm sick.
Oh, my dinner was like, what's it called? It was from Sukiya, and it was the onions on onions thingy. So my voice has been hoarse this whole stream. I don't know if you can tell.
I could not tell. Onions on onions?
It's like spring onions with like the other kind of onions.
The normal onions, yes.
Yeah, spring onions with the normal onions with like beef.
Yeah, beef bowl.
Yeah, people. Yeah. Oh my god! I just opened the pack. I got something good. Hold on.
What did you get?
Can you guys hear this?
Yes.
A Behem, the Snivy, a Leopard. Alright, here's the hit. Aerodactyl EX! That's
Amazing.
a 2-star! Wow! I'm never playing this card.
Does anyone even ever play Aerodactyl?
It's alright.
It's a literal fossil.
Yeah, fossils are a bit inconsistent. But it's alright. It's not the worst.
It's aight.
It's alright. This makes my this is my third Aerodactyl EX. God damn. Yeah, this is my third Aerodactyl EX. And my second full art one. I have no other full arts of any of the other EXs. They just keep giving me Aerodactyl.
I can't believe
I
we found
ain't complaining,
Risu's
though.
second ADHD hyperfixation.
Second? What do you mean second?
Sorry, fifth.
Fifth?
300th.
300th?
Risu has 500 hyperfixations. I know because I have like, I don't know, 700.
Anyway, hope you had time being wrong all the time.
I'm so fucking done. You know what? The fall off a horse. Speaking of which,
Oh yeah. I hope you fall off a horse and land on its tail. Yeah. Because there's no tail, like horse tail.
Send your lower back into shock. There is a specific dedicated amount of people in chat who will probably get that.
No, they won't.
That's unfortunate. Thank you for the hydrate, Zell. Yeah, speaking of inconspicuous glugging noises, have you heard of... Can you explain the Genshin VA controversy to me in a
No,
nutshell?
because I haven't played Genshin in years.
Okay, understandable.
I can say that now. I can actually say that now.
Congratulations, by the way.
I'm sober, yes. I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's always nice seeing someone crawl out of the gacha hole.
Into a fucking Pokemon, yes.
Pokemon is... I don't know. It's less... you get a free roll every day, so it technically doesn't count. Right? Right.
I can't believe it's not gambling.
It's not gambling. Speaking of gambling, who are you voting for?
But you see, I'm... Wait, why is there a laser on my forehead? Ah!
Oh! He went into a tunnel, y'all, and I'm probably also going into a tunnel, so that is it for today's episode. That was not a very good segue, was it?
I'm busy being dead. I can't say anything.
So yeah, thanks for coming by. Shit. Wait. Okay, alright, there we go. That's the one. So yeah, thanks for coming by, as per usual. We appreciate all of y'all being here a lot.
Stay shining. Black.
He's still dead. I am too still. I'm dead, but for like different reasons. I can't find whether I have the right audio properties. So let me fiddle with this before we go. Alright, there we go. So, Risu is dead, so on his behalf I will say stay shining, and remember the game is always afoot. Get it? Because Hitmonlee uses feet, and like, this is probably where I would usually